Dear Sat Shree, I am having such a hard time formulating my question as my consciousness changes from being very open at one moment and any question is very apparent, and then a closing down where I have to search for any relevant question. Anyway, in my effort to find the question, I am often wondering if I am trying to fix myself by being too focused on learning about healing childhood trauma, or is there another way, just dropping all ideas of studying this and just let be whatever is, not trying to learn about or fix anything. It is so exhausting to try to find healing modalities that does not easily appear in my life. So it seems that I am caught yet in another duality, do or not do. This seems to be a pattern that has appeared lots of times in many deep questions, and I do not seem to be able to find a solution that embraces both polarities, and this is very painful. How do I find peace in this polarity? Somehow I also believe that if I have such a great difficulty in manifesting what I desire, which is primarily is peace and kindness and manifesting sales of beautiful jewelry, it is because maybe this focus is not what I need at this moment in time. And maybe my focus is more on the fixing and manifesting than about surrendering simply to what is.
All right, so I addressed much of this when I first spoke about the whole thing about questioning yourself and the nature of the process, allowing it to show, allow it to become poignant enough, and then addressing it when it arises. Because there is a certain degree of kind of falsity in looking for the problem, in that, like, maybe that's the paradigm, and of course there's a certain paradigm. You watch other people who are vulnerable and in their problem, and they're having a huge shift happen. You say, yeah, I want that too. But that's the mind, that's the vital, coming forward and saying, I want that, another thing to want. As soon as there's another thing to want, then you're contrived when you're trying to find an equivalency in yourself. So relax. The secret here is ultimately it's a poise of being like a tiger or a leopard sitting on a rock waiting for prey. It's a quality of consciousness that's attending. Now in a panther or a lion or a cougar sitting on a rock, it's sensory, it's in the sensory world. But for us, it's in the psychic domain of our awareness. So we be poised. And what the poise allows us to see is, I'm feeling like wrong. I'm feeling irritated. Oh, look at my mind. It's running and it's got an issue going on. Then in those moments you say, what's the source of this? What's it arising from? What's behind it? So if there's nothing there, then let there be nothing there. I imagine that when it comes your time to share and there's nothing there, you feel like something's wrong with me, or I should have something here. But all you have to do is be with nothing there and you'll find it. Nothing there is a very uncomfortable place, especially when other people are looking at you. So be in the nothing there and then watch what it'll show right up. The other thing is, what I see happening is the mind projecting into the future, drawing conclusions about the past. And that's never a good record of what it is, especially in your case, Lena, because you've had enough shit rise up spontaneously. So if there's nothing there, let there be nothing there. And then watch. If there is truly nothing there, and you're with nothing there, bliss will arise. The bliss of your own presence will arise. So welcome it, and that's evidence that there's truly nothing there. It's not just neutrality. Nothing there is a quality of being that has nothing in the way. And when you attend to that, it gets stronger because your surface personality, your awareness, has a power. And it says, it wants to append. So it's attending to your quality of being. And then everything, there is no issue. Then you spend your whole time in silence enjoying your bliss. Nothing wrong with that. Now, there's another thing that can be a factor here. Two other things. One is the inevitable cycles of being connected and not being connected. And they come no matter what. There'll be periods where you're at the bottom of the trough or you're at the top of the trough. And from those two places, you have a complete different relationship with yourself and the world. So you may be in one of those or somewhere in between. Probably based on this email, you're somewhere in between. And that can have that appearancy of nothing going on. And often it's can have when you're going down or when you're going up. And what's the factor is the rajas, the restlessness, the wanting, the looking for a problem, thinking there could be a problem, maybe. Where is it? It's that part of you that does that existential dance of where's the problem? Where's the solution? How do I fix this? How do I figure this out? How do I solve this so it'll never, 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 ever have to come again? And then that can veil your ability to know your own answer, to know that, hey, it's okay to have nothing. But it's my experience that when there's a question about it, it's usually the ego has taken over the context, the paradigm. It's gotten used to the charge of meeting the shit and the freedom that comes when you meet the shit and wants more of that drama, wants more of that juice, the love of the addiction. The ego lies in every nook and cranny. We just have to be able to ride this and not take any one stage of this too seriously. The nature of this journey, by the way, for most people, process is between 2.5 and 3 days. It's tied to the moon cycle. So whatever process you're in, just wait a few days. Sometimes it's a few minutes. Sometimes it's as soon as you pay attention to it. And sometimes it's a few hours. In the spiritual journey, you're living your lives in accelerated fast. You probably live at least a month every day on the spiritual path, more like a year or 10 years or decades every day. Then, therefore, all this stuff could come up. There's no way you're going to keep track of it. No way you're going to solve it. It's really a learning how to swim, to body surf the tide of your own transformation, the wave of your own transmutation. And you're doing just fine, Lena.